Hello guys, this is Paula back to do something different. We're going to work on embellishments, and I wonder if you can tell what it is. So these are the ones that I've completed. And yes, they're fabric flowers made out of circles, 3 circles actually, and 2 fabric leaves, and a button. So let me pick up one and show you how they look close up. Now, each one of them is slightly different, but kind of hard to tell on the top there. Let me get one where you can see the button better. This is all Tim Holtz fabric. He has several different fabrics that are out. Here's another one of his. It's black, orange, red, blue, kind of a white with splatters, and a kind of a gold with splatters. So there's several solid colors, and all the leaves are out of his fabric. So a lot of different. I started off doing florals, and then I decided they don't look, it's not real distinct to see the differences. But we are going to do some florals in this video. So I'm going to move these over a little bit. But they're lots of fun, and they will look really good on embellishments. You know, instead of buying the little paper flowers that are out there that, you know. I'm going to put this underneath so that I can not have to clean up glue. So this is how you do it. This is what we do. I'm going to show you from the start. The first thing I did was make templates out of some of my chipboard. And this is some thin chipboard that's really not thick enough to do books or anything. So I just got 3 different circle punches and punched out. I had to punch them out on a piece of paper and then cut them out. Draw them on here and cut them out. Because my paper got worn out. It didn't quite make it. And then you put it down. You take your flowers. You put them down on the back of your fabric, and you draw around them. The 3 different sizes depending on what you want. So what I've been doing is I'll do all 3 circles on each color. So like those are all blue right there. There's 3 blue floral. So when I cut these out, I'll alternate the colors. I did have several laid out here to do that were all floral, and it just looked like a big eye-crossing confusion, blurriness. It didn't cut it, okay? So this is what I do, is I take my, I use my fabric scissors to cut this out because they're sharper, but you can use whatever pair you have, and I just do it like if I were doing fussy cutting. And I turn the fabric rather than turning the scissors. And I don't cut the little pieces off. And it goes really fast. Once you've started it, it doesn't take long to cut them out. Because to some people, they may be saying, oh my gosh, that's too much trimming. Well, it really isn't. It goes really super fast. So here we go. We're just going to cut this little one out. Now you'll also need buttons and twine. I've been topping it with buttons and twine. And you do the same. You need 2 leaves per flower. So when you cut your flowers out, you want to make sure you cut out twice the amount of flowers. And that goes super fast too, because it's a super easy cut. Okay, so there we go. We've got that all cut up. Now I'm going to show you, this is how I do. You know, and I might have more than just 2 flowers going. But I take the opposite and lay it on there. And I take the opposite, lay it on here. And so on and so forth. And you can do this with several different ones. The flowers that I made previously, I just kind of mixed everything. But on these, I didn't. So none of these are sewn or frayed. And you're going, frayed? What are you talking about? Well, we are going to fray these. I'm going to push some of them to the side. We're going to take them and fray them, and I'm going to show you real quick. It doesn't take long. You're going to fray 4 sides, and it does fray really fast. You know, you decide how much fraying you want, and I'm going to show you one that's frayed here. See, you can see it. And it's going to be on 4 sides. It won't fray in a circle because that's not how the fabric is. And then what you'll do is these little corners that won't fray, you'll put frayed edges from the second one into those corners. So you just kind of flip them around where you get some fray all the way around. And it's simple. Okay, so see, it's already coming off. It's really easy to fray them. I will tell you, if you do a whole bunch, if you're like me, it made my thumb hurt. But that was because you see how many I made. I've been working on those the last 2 days because I wanted to make a big batch for me. And so now you go to the second one and you fray it. If one side doesn't pull them off, then you pull from the other side. And honestly, even if you wanted to use like a needle or something, if it was easier, but I find it is super easy to do this way. And I do fray them quite a bit on each side. I just don't want to fray past the next one to the right or to the left. So there's kind of ends up being a square in the middle. And yeah. And I like the results of this. Now, I'm going to try these same flowers in a different way, and I'll do another video. I'm going to try them with paper and see what kind. Now, you won't get the fraying, but I have an idea for how to do that. So don't try it. I want to surprise you. I mean, you can try it if you want, but I mean, I want to surprise you before you try to figure it out. I'm sure a lot of you already know how to make these, but a lot of people don't even think about making their own flowers. They'll just run to Hobby Lobby and buy them because you get them so cheap. But the thing that I really like about these is look how flat. See how flat they are? I mean, they take up no room at all. I mean, if you could see how flat that is. And we need that for our journals. We need things to be flat. Now, this is great to use up your scraps too. I have a lot of strips of fabric that I've bought before for, like, you know, the strips that come in a circle. Well, I have a lot of those, and because I always had in my head I was going to make a quilt, but I never did. So I'm using them for, you know, other things. And I ended up, you know, being able to coordinate different colors. Now, I did just buy the Tim Holtz solid colors at Joann's, and it was in one of those rows, but it was a small row. And I got the very last one, which I was like, oh my word, Okay, so this one is frayed already. And you just put them in the center. I'm going to hold it up and let you see the difference that it makes. Wait a minute. Yeah. On how it looks. Now, we are also going to drop a button right there when it comes time. Now, what I do once I get them all frayed, I take my tiny attacher. If you don't have a tiny attacher, you could just use glue and just put a dab of glue in between each ones, or glue dots or something. But I do the tiny attacher dead center like that. And then I take my Fabri-Tac. I'm going to move this frayed stuff out of the way. My Fabri-Tac, put some glue right on top like a dollop and drop the button on top of that. Now you're going to have to put enough glue that it gets above the staple, but not enough that it runs out everywhere. And just kind of hold it for a second, and then you've got that part done. Now I'm going to move some of this shedding stuff over here. I'm going to get 2 of the leaves, and this is what I do. We'll make a couple. We got plenty of time to make a few. Now you just pull your 2 leaves together. Don't overcross them. Just kind of pull them together like that, and you decide what part of the flower you want attached, and just put a dot down and drag. Push them together, and just, you decide. Like, I got these a little off right here, but I really like doing that because it gives it character. And then you just lay it on there, and you can make your leaves as short as you want them. Simple as that. So let's do this one next. When you do darker fabric like this is, let me push this up a little bit. It's a little harder to see. But I really liked that it had the same blue and red in them, in the background. So we'll do one of each of these, which means we have one more after this if you want to stay and watch. This isn't going to be a super long video, but I know a lot of you have been wanting shorter videos, so here you go. And it is time consuming. You'll find when you make them at home that it does take a little time. But I think it's so worth it when it's all over. I like the way they look. And sometimes it takes a second to get it started, but then it goes really fast after that. And I tried on both sides so I can pick the fastest side. And I just rotate around and do the same thing again. You have to be careful on the small one not to fray the whole little circle because it's small. Yeah. Hope you guys are having a good day. We had rain today. It was crazy. Okay, there's that one. So now we're going to plop the little one on top and grab the big one. Come on, come on. There we go. It's kind of repetitive when you sit and make this many, but I look at it like I didn't have much else to do today. That's not true, I did. I could have been in cleaning up the kitchen, but I decided I wanted to play today. So that is what I'm doing. And I have to tell you, I was tempted to do collaging today again because I'm loving it a lot, but I decided you guys might not want to see it in every video. But I've also come up with something really cool to put in some of our signatures in our books. And maybe we'll do that video tomorrow or the next day. I have a couple lined up. Okay, so you just put it in the center. Got a red button. Put the red button in the middle. Now, we're going to staple with our tiny attacher. And hold them all in place so they don't go anywhere. There we go. And we're going to get a couple leaves. All right, and we're going to lay those right here. I don't know how that one got smaller than the other. That's the same pattern. That shows you that it can, you know, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be perfect. And when you cut it, if you're off lines a little bit, that's okay. Now, I'm going to hold this button down for just a slight minute or two. And then we're going to put glue on the end of the leaves. Put the glue down and drag. And that keeps it from going all over the place. I kind of like them out a little bit. Yeah, and the nice thing is after you put the glue underneath, if the leaves don't look like you want them to, then just move them real quick. There's number 2. Yeah, and it didn't take them long to dry, and then you end up with some really cool looking. Now this one is going to be the little blue with the pink flower. These are harder to see when you're looking at them, so you have to just kind of be careful because they could be fraying and your eyes will play tricks on you. Now, like, see that side frayed really fast. Yep, this one's finished and no longer than that. Now we do the red. I usually group them by different colors, and I think rather than doing 3 different fabrics, I like doing 2 better. Like kind of a solid and kind of a print. I feel like it makes it look like it has more dimension by doing that. It doesn't confuse your eyes with so many different prints. There we go. That one's done. Okay, now we'll do this big one. See, they go really fast. I mean, like, we've only been on here 19 minutes. That's not bad for, you know, we didn't draw them on and we didn't set and cut all of these, but we did cut one. I tried to prep this pretty good so that it wouldn't be super long, because it would be boring if it was too long. Okay. And this one will be our last one. I'll do the rest of these off camera because it's just super repetitive. And but I have enjoyed doing it. I have felt like it's been really relaxing rather than repetitive, to me at least. Okay, now I'm going to stack these three together. Okay, get the tiny attacher out, staple, get the glue out, drop your glue in the center for your button. Hold it down for a minute, get a couple leaves ready. Okay, now we're going to put the glue on our leaves. Come on, come on, come on, stay in place. Okay, you're going to drop it down and pull to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I know that it was short compared to what I normally do, but I think it was full of information as far as how to make the flowers. You know, if you look at the fact that you're using scraps, things you already have at home, it's really not costly at all, right? And here is the three that we made. Depending on how you lay them on the book, I mean, you can decide to do like that, which I don't think really is how a flower should lay. I like them where it comes up like that is my favorite way, or down like that. So give that some thought. Okay. So this is today's video. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed it and had fun doing this. I want you to try it and let me know what you think. Try it with fabric first. And maybe tomorrow I'll do a video on the flowers with fabric. Because I know all of us are doing collage on our paper and so forth, and so it'd be fun to collage with paper some flowers. And so that's going to be tomorrow's video. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you next time. Subscribe if you haven't. Bye.